what we are seeing right now is the side of the ship, and it is it's a pretty formidable sight to say the least. About 1/3 of the ship is submerged in the water, and you can clearly see the enormous gash which was caused when the ship ran aground. It's exposed in the water. Rescue operations are still taking place. We are actually currently with firefighters who have joined in the rescue operations to try and look for more rescuers, Nick.
Latest we've heard is that more than 50 are missing. Does that correlate with what you're hearing there?
That appears to be the number that we are receiving from a number of authorities, and still they are quite reluctant to sort of call them the missing, as they still are proceeding with what they're calling rescue operations. As far as they're concerned, the port authorities are saying that the ship must have been, of course, for it to run aground the way it did. And at this moment, it looks like it could have been a technical error, but that still, of course, needs to be verified. And an inquiry into the accident has already been opened to see what exactly was the cause of the accident.
So they say that a rescue effort is still underway. Is there a feeling that there still could be survivors still at sea?
Well, there is always, of course, the hope that there are still survivors at sea. Of course, there is an enormous amount of worry because of the reports of people jumping in, and also there were reports of crew members going in and jumping in after those people who threw themselves into the sea. A lot of them saying that there were a lot of people struggling to keep afloat as they dove into the sea, which was in fact the middle of the night, so it would have been quite treacherous conditions to do that.
Absolutely, and from what we've been hearing, it was just wholesale confusion at the time, as you would expect.
Absolutely. After speaking to one particular witness who's a mayor of a local town, he was saying how there was an absolute chaos reigned, he said, and passengers were having dinner at 10 p.m. when they heard this very loud bang, lights going out, and an announcement that in fact it was a technical fault with the generators, trying to reassure the passengers on board. But then 2 hours later, of course, they got the order to put on the life jackets and abandon ship. But quite chaotic from what we're hearing from other passengers. Another witness that we spoke to, in fact, who are quite experienced at going on cruise ships, was saying that they felt that this was not a good situation, so they immediately went to the muster point and prepared to evacuate the ship.
Right, and more than 3,000 passengers on board, and 1,000 crew, I understand. What's happened to those who've made it to shore safely?
Well, all of them have been mostly taken to Porto Santo Stefano, the nearest port here to Giglio, and have been taken away by rescuers to other points. A lot of them, I believe, are heading towards Rome Airport, where they are being put up in hotels and being looked after. But it's quite a confusing situation as to how they're going to try and get the remnants of the ship away from the area. One of the authorities that we spoke to has said that it's looking like, almost mathematically impossible to get the ship out from its current situation, being so stuck in the reef as it is currently now. But obviously the emphasis right now is trying to find survivors and getting to them as quickly as possible. That's
Sonia Giega reporting from one of those boats that you can see there just beyond the capsized cruise liner. Sonia, thanks very much indeed.